Larian Studios certainly did not disappoint with Baldur's Gate 3's feature at the PC Gaming Show 2023. And you know what's funny is at the Summer Game Fest a few days ago, it seemed like a lot of fans felt a little bit underwhelmed with the trailer that Larian released for Baldur's Gate 3 during that show. But it's all clear now. Larian was just building up to the PC Gaming Show where they released 2 videos, both of which were phenomenally done and only increase hype levels for this game. I know it's important to stay under control, but I gotta admit, both of the videos were fantastic. But let's jump into the news for today. And I'm going to start off with the biggest news, and some of you guys can probably just leave after this if you don't want to hear me talk about other things, and that is my mustache. Just kidding, I'm going to get rid of it tonight, but I was so hyped up today, I just forgot to shave the mustache off. So the news that I want to start off with is Larian Studios has announced their final panel from hell. It's kind of sad to say that because, you know, it's going to be great when the game comes out, of course. It's going to be the highlight of the experience. But at the same time, these past couple years have been so much fun. There's always been something to look forward to, and Larian has made it really fun with these Panel from Hell shows, and now the final one has been announced. But the good news is that we're getting another Panel from Hell, which we weren't sure if we were going to. I always assumed we were going to, because it would make sense for Larian to end on a bang before the game comes out. But over here on Twitter, it says on July 7th, join us for the final live Panel from Hell before launch. More details to come. So there is no time or anything like that. I'm assuming that it will probably... What time were the previous Panel from Hells at? I just looked up one of the previous Panel from Hells, which started at 10 a.m. Pacific time, which would be 1 p.m. Eastern, and then 7 p.m. Central European Summer Time. Now, don't take that as a fact, because we don't know the actual time yet, but if you wanted to guess, you're trying to prepare for that day, I guess just go off of the previous times for now. But Larian's going to update us more, and of course I will keep you guys updated on the times, and I'll convert all the time zones and all that good stuff. So yeah, that's the biggest news, is that July 7th, get ready. We're about to have a huge marketing boost for Baldur's Gate 3, much bigger than the Summer Game Fest and also the PC Gaming Show. This is going to be probably a huge show with a ton of fun stuff in Larian fashion, of course. And if I had to guess, we'll probably get like a final official launch trailer, whether that's gameplay, story, or both as their own trailers, because it seems like the last few trailers that we've gotten are more so tailored towards people that have already been following this game and its development, whether you're playing early access or just following the marketing and everything. So I think we're probably going to get something along those lines, an official trailer that someone who's never played Baldur's Gate 3 can watch and go, yeah, that's a game that I want to play, even though I don't know anything about it. Moving on to the next bout of news, and this deals with all of the videos that Larian has been releasing today and also a few days ago. So a few days ago at the Summer Game Fest, we got a trailer for one of the game's, I want to say, lesser antagonists. Larian has said multiple times that they're not revealing any major spoilers, and that Baldur's Gate is a really complex game in terms of its plot and how that plays out, and that we're probably not going to be able to figure out anything just by them revealing a few of the game's lesser antagonists. So the trailer a couple days ago revealed a character named Gortash. I'll leave it at that. But I do want to talk more about Gortash, but not relating to the game, and that is the voice actor for Gortash is Jason Isaacs. And some of you guys will know Jason from his role in the Harry Potter series as Mr. Malfoy, and he's also in the Patriot movie and a few others, but I can't think of them off the top of my head. But yeah, pretty big actor, not insanely big, but really good voice actor. If you listen to this video, you'll hear it for yourself. Doing a phenomenal job voicing the character Gortash. And, you know, a couple months ago, we also learned that J.K. Simmons is going to be a part of Baldur's Gate 3 as a character named Ketherick Thorm, and Matt Mercer. Everybody should know who Matt Mercer is. Matt Mercer is going to be the voice of Minsk and, not Minsk and Boo, of Minsk. So there's just a ton of really big names coming into this project, at least for voice acting, which is pretty cool.
You point, I punch. Villainous face, meet virtuous fist.
And then at the PC Gaming Show today, which I'm still kind of amped up about, we got 2 new videos. The first one was an animated short, which was really unexpected, but extremely well done. Now, I don't want to, you know, bash the PC Gaming Show, but it was a little bit on the boring side. I'll just leave it at that. And when this came on, it basically brightened everyone's day, at least everybody that was hanging out on my channel for that live show. It was really, really funny. There's a lot of Easter eggs in it for those who have played early access. I won't talk about it in this video, of course, for spoiler reasons, but I highly recommend that you watch this. And Larian, you got to give us more of this. Just watch it for a few seconds.
And if he attempts to escape the blaze, fear not, for I will keep my eye out for him.
Please don't. Even Lae'zel's puns are more amusing.
Among Githyanki, I am considered extremely humorous.
I laughed quite a lot, which was a nice surprise at the PC gaming show, and I hope you guys will laugh too. Of course, humor is always going to be subjective, but perhaps an even bigger deal was the other trailer that Larian released, which is called Baldur's Gate 3 Official Behind-the-Scenes Trailer PC Gaming Show. And the coolest thing about this trailer was we got to see actual gameplay of a character walking in the city of Baldur's Gate. I'll just show you a quick clip.
You are walking around a place where there are lots and lots of people living there.
And that's just exciting right there, because we haven't seen that yet. And that's been a major hype thing for a lot of us to actually be in the city walking around. And the trailer they put out a few days ago was in-game shots, but it wasn't like the character walking around the city. Now, this whole trailer was phenomenal. I'm going to do a deep dive on this. Hopefully I'll have it out by tomorrow. There's just so many locations that we can see in the city, so many things to pick apart, so many things to decipher, and I'll definitely have a deep dive out probably tomorrow. Check out just the intro right here. I want you guys to see how beautiful the city is.
Cities are incredibly hard to make in RPGs because you have to make sure that every single nook and cranny has something to do. You have to make sure that it's different, so you have to be incredibly creative. Given that the name of the game is Baldur's Gate, the city was really going to be the thing that people were going to be talking about.
The city of Baldur's Gate is seamless, which it originally wasn't.
It's really interesting that he just said that, because when he says that it's seamless, apparently it used to not be seamless. It doesn't necessarily mean that we have access to the city in its entirety, but more so the areas that we do have access to, there shouldn't be any loading screens to get from one to the other. Now, I'm not sure if he's including the outer city with the actual city, because the city of Baldur's Gate is surrounded by a gigantic wall, but I'm assuming that he is. And if we take a look at an image like this, part of this trailer, one of the big reveals was that we are going to be going to Worms Crossing Bridge. And actually, I think there's a better shot around here somewhere. Where is it? It's right here. And you guys can see this is a camera view looking at Worms Crossing Bridge, which is actually really far away from the city itself. This is the city of Baldur's Gate over here. And this is Worms Crossing Bridge. And then everything over on the right side of the screen is the outer city. So that really makes me wonder, are we going to be able to walk from Worms Crossing Bridge all the way through the outer city and into the city itself seamlessly? I'm leaning towards no, because that's actually an insane amount of content, especially with Larian's style of doing, you know, really dense, content-rich areas. So perhaps maybe like one of the acts of the game ends like just a little past Worms Crossing Bridge, and then the city itself and maybe like one section of the outer city is all one area. So maybe there will be a loading screen in that sense. But either way, it's still going to be pretty cool that the majority of the game is seamless, especially when in the city itself. And since I just mentioned having, you know, really dense, content-rich areas, let me bring up a tweet today from Sven Vinka, the owner and creative director of Larian Studios. He said, "Every house, a new adventure waiting to be discovered, and they're all different. There's a lot of depth to this place, and it's a testimonial to how much our team has grown over the years. I can't wait for you to enjoy their craft." So yeah, just like with Divinity Original Sin 2, Larian likes to create areas, and everywhere that you go in those areas is going to have purpose and content. It's going to be content rich. So if you come up to a house, go to the second floor, go to the attic if they have one, definitely go to the basement if they have a basement, and you're going to find quests and hidden items and all sorts of things. While a lot of other games, you kind of walk through a lot of content, which is more of like a visual presentation. It's not really the case with Larian games, and clearly this is not going to be the case with Baldur's Gate 3 either. And the last thing I want to talk about quickly is an article from 2022, just to kind of put a little bit of, you know, more realistic expectations on us. And we should expect, I don't want to say expect the worst, but expect less. And then if we're pleasantly surprised with more, that's going to be great. But let me read this section really quickly where Sven Vinka had an interview with Edge magazine, which leaves us intrigued as to how Larian will cope with Baldur's Gate itself. Surely in a city of thousands, production burdens will increase exponentially. Vinka says they're not building the whole city, but taking slices of it, although those are bigger than anything they've done in the past. In Original Sin 2, the city was 8 houses, but how long did you spend on those 8 houses? We're not like other open world games. We have a very dense environment with a lot of content per screen. So yeah, that was from 2022, February, I believe, the Barbarian patch. So was that patch 7 or patch 8? So it's important to keep in mind. I don't know if this is still the case. Things, of course, change. And according to the other developer, Baldur's Gate 3's city used to not be seamless, and now it is. So things could have changed, but I wouldn't expect to have access to the city in its entirety, meaning Worms Crossing Bridge, all of the outer city districts, the lower city, the upper city. That is just an insane amount of content. And in Larian style, that would take a company like 10 years to make all of that content rich. And last quick thing, for those of you that made it to the end of the video, a little bonus here. This is Astarion right here, who's likely an arcane trickster rogue casting Fireball.
You can arrive and be like, this place.
D&D players, what level would Astarion have to be to do that? More on that in the next video. So yeah, that's all the news I got for you today. We got the upcoming panel from Hell on July 7th. We don't currently have a time, and there's 3 new videos for you to check out if you missed them. I did do a deep dive on the first one, and I should have a deep dive on the other 2 coming out early this week, maybe even tomorrow. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will catch you on the next one.